I can really understand your concern, and unfortunately, you're the first and last one, and because of that concern, our government has sent us over here and various delegations comprising of all party members of parliament to different parts of the world, so that the world knows the threat which India has been facing from last so many years. And unfortunately, we have lost huge amount of human lives. Innocent people have been killed. And the fact of the matter is that this problem emanates from Pakistan only. Unless and until Pakistan stops promoting, aiding, sponsoring all these terrorist groups, this issue will not go away. And India has exercised utmost restraint in dealing with this problem. I don't want to reiterate what the head of my delegation, my honorable good friend J. Panda has said. But please understand that India has exercised utmost restraint. Even after the Pahalgam attack which took place, in which 26 tourists have lost their lives. And please, understand the enormity of this massacre which took place. A girl which got married 6 days ago, on the 7th day she becomes a widow. A girl which got married 2 months ago, she becomes a widow. India has all the wherewithal, and inshallah we have all the means to ensure the safety of not only the Indians, but anyone who lives in India. Because if you see on the 9th or 10th of May, when Pakistan unleashed whatever it had, no amount of damage happened in the mainland India. Yes, in the Poonch area, we know what has happened. But the air defense system, what has been said by the government and the media is that all our technology, all our warfare was able to stop whatever was thrown from a failed state like Pakistan. You're absolutely right, a bomb blast took place in Rameshwaram. Those culprits have been caught. And let me also remind you that the 26/11 incident which took place in Mumbai, Ajmal Kasab was caught. Ajmal Kasab was given all the due process of the law, wherein Ajmal Kasab went through all the legal process of our country, and ultimately the court gave him the punishment. Even after that, the Indian investigators gave all the evidences which was required to the Pakistani government. They had given proofs, audio recordings, and can you believe at that time when this 26/11 incident took place, the Pakistan foreign minister was in India. So this is a state which is not at all connected. It is not at all concerned about the safety and what the message that goes out. But unfortunately, because of Pakistan's intransigence, that trial didn't go further up. But when Bahrain was heading the FATF committee and Pakistan was put in the grey list, that trial proceeded. And after that, Pakistan came out of grey list, and unfortunately those people were convicted only in money laundering, not in terrorist charges. And there was a UN designated terrorist called Zakiur Rahman Lakhvi. I don't know where in the world the prison system is such that Mr. Zakiur Rahman is a designated terrorist, and by being in prison, his wife gives birth to a child. Now this is what Pakistan's legal system or the support of the state is concerned. So I can only assure you, with all the responsibility, that our government has taken all the steps to protect the life and limb of every Indian, and we have, this government has made very clear. You next time you take up this misadventure, it will be beyond what they are expecting. See, we don't want to reply in that way, but there is a limit to the patience of the Indians. You cannot go on and come into India and kill people. You cannot place bombs. The first terrorist suicide bomb took place in front of Jammu Kashmir Assembly. You had Uri, Pulwama, and last year in July, terrorists had went and shot these Hindu pilgrims who were going that particular bus. 7 people were killed. So now I think there is unanimity in our country, irrespective of whatever political affiliations we belong to. Yes, we have our political differences, but when it comes to the integrity of our country, it is high time that the neighboring country understands. And I would hope and request that the Bahraini government would help us in bringing back Pakistan grey list of FATF. Because this money has been used to support those terrorists. And I'm sure our chairman, my friend Jay Panda must have told you that when we had bombed those 9 terrorist sites, especially Bahawalpur of LET, how is it that a designated terrorist is offering namaz-e-janazah of those people? I mean, there is a limit to this shamelessness. So you can be rest assured, and your family is our family. We understand your concern, but inshallah, hopefully, we will see the end of this menace very soon. The truth is that these terrorist organizations have justified killing of innocent people in India, and they have out of context quoted Quranic verses. They have out of context quoted the hadith of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And in our opinion, there is no difference between these terrorist organizations in Pakistan and the ISIS Takfiri ideology. This we must remember. This is a menace to the whole humankind, and we have to put an end to it, because they have used religion to justify killing of people. And the whole world knows that Islam has condemned terrorism. Quran has categorically stated that killing of one innocent person, the Quran has not said killing of one innocent Muslim, it says killing of one innocent person is like killing of whole humankind. This, one must remember, and they have constantly used this to justify their terrorism.
Unprecedented medical emergency that the world faced, and India stepped up in providing vaccines to more than 150 countries. India is doing its role, playing its part as a global player, taking the world together as a family. All this while, in these 75 years coming out of colonial rule, India is now asserting its role in the world stage. Pakistan has not stopped since partition its terror activities against India. A rising India is an asset for the world. But continuing terrorism activities across state-sponsored terror activities in India hampers the growth of everyone. Now with AI, times have changed, technologies have changed. It cannot be win and lose anymore. We can have a win-win situation. So our request is, if Bahrain can also come forward and ask Pakistan to step up and take responsibility of its actions and change, then we can work and go forward, because Government of India is very clear on its stand this time. The response was, as mentioned, very precise. It was non-escalatory, and it was a responsible response. And if attacked again, India will respond. The Operation Sindhoor, which the government started, has not stopped. It is in abeyance, as said earlier. So now is the time that we have to take positive steps forward. That is why the delegation is here. Because India wants peace. We have sent delegations, the country has sent delegations to many countries in the world, taking this message to counter the narrative that Pakistan is bringing forward. So we request your understanding and we request your active participation. Thank you.
England. Assalamu alaikum. It's a great privilege and a pleasure to be here today with you. His Excellency the Ambassador has introduced the members of our delegation. In the presence of the distinguished guests who are here today for this interaction, I would like to convey my thanks. I would like to begin with recognizing that Bahrain and India have a deep and very, very long-standing relationship. Some of the distinguished guests today here who have been here for many generations are testament to that. I recall from history India's stand going back to 1960, standing with Bahrain. And I would like to take this opportunity to thank the government of Bahrain and all Bahrainis for the consistent stand that Bahrain has taken, including on the recent developments where it has made principled, strong comments which we truly appreciate. We are here at a difficult time. On the one hand, India is doing so well. For now so many years, it has been the fastest growing large economy in the world, with growing friendships, trade, and relationships around the world. Especially in the last decade, Prime Minister Modi has worked incessantly to go around the world to build such rapport, including here in Middle East and West Asia, and in Bahrain especially. The difficult time has to do, as you are aware, with the latest horrific terror attacks on April 22nd in India, and then the hostilities with Pakistan thereafter. I would like to take a few minutes to point out, you are of course, I'm sure, aware of many of these issues, but some of the details I think are worth pointing out. Because we come here in friendship to seek your support, as it has always been there, including now. Now, the horrific nature of these attacks, you may have heard, were that 26 men were killed at short range in front of their wives and children, shot in the head, and most horrifically, after verifying their religion. Now, India has faced many terrible such terror attacks. And terrorism is something that no country tolerates. Neither does Bahrain, nor does any country. Our problem is that our terror attacks are all coordinated from one neighbor to our west, who funds, trains, arms, and uses terror as a proxy. For the last several decades, ever since the end of the Afghan war, these terror proxies have been used to attack India, because otherwise they have tried with armed intervention earlier and failed. Now, you have seen this before. You have seen this in the Mumbai attacks, 2008. You have seen this countless times. There are literally many hundreds of examples. And there is no doubt that it is sponsored by a state, and there is full proof. I use Mumbai because it was the most prominent example and many people are most familiar with it, but I can give the same example about dozens of other such attacks. The same pattern follows every time. Pakistan claims innocence. tells us that prove it, show us that we are responsible. They did it after Mumbai, they did it after the Pulwama attack, they did it after the Uri attack, they did it after Pathankot attack, and they are doing it now. The reality is every time as more and more facts come out within few months, they are forced to accept that yes, they have done it. They are also forced to accept because the terrorists are openly roaming around in Pakistan. These are terrorists who have been sanctioned by United Nations. It may shock you to know that there are 52 known and sanctioned terrorists and terror organizations openly operating in Pakistan. And these have been implicated with clear proof in many previous attacks. And even now, this time, there is this particular attack was carried out by an organization called TRF, the Resistance Front, which is a known frontal organization of LET, Lashkar-e-Taiba, which is a sanctioned, known terrorist organization operating out of Pakistan. They took responsibility immediately after the attack on April 22nd. It was not accidental. They repeated that, taking credit. Twice they posted on it. And the IP addresses have been traced. They are known to us. And the IP addresses are in Pakistan, next to army bases. More details will undoubtedly come out in the coming months. But this practice of Pakistan saying, no, we are not involved, please show proof, etc., etc., it's the same old pattern. And the pattern is that when we retaliate, they escalate hostilities and then try to take it to the rest of the world to intervene. Now, this is a recurring cycle for us. It's like a nightmare which keeps happening again and again and again. In the last few years, India has changed its doctrine. Earlier, we tried everything. We have tried talks with them. We have tried peace initiatives. Prime ministers have gone in bus. Prime ministers have landed up for weddings and Christmas and tried many things with them. Nothing has worked. We have tried even continuing discussions, even while attacks used to continue on us. But finally, India's changed doctrine is as follows. The sad thing is Pakistan has been using its nuclear capacity to promote terrorism. Normally, when somebody gets nuclear capability, it becomes a reason for peace, because both sides can do a lot of damage. But Pakistan has not agreed to peace. It has used it as a cover for promoting terrorism. Come OSG. Now our new doctrine is we have called their nuclear bluff. We will no longer be blackmailed by their nuclear bluff. We have demonstrated many times from last several years, but now especially, that we can and we will retaliate. And things will never go anywhere close to being nuclear. And that is because we are not, our intention is not hostility. Our intention is to extract a cost to deter them. So this time also, our response was clear. It was very precise, very measured, and non-escalatory in nature until they decided to escalate it further. So what did we do? We hit their terrorist sites, not their civilians, not even their army bases in the first 2 days. We only hit the terrorist sites. These are the same sites in Murid-Ke, Bahawalpur, few other places where the UN has sanctioned them, and known terrorists are openly roaming around there. These are the terrorists who have been implicated in Mumbai 2008 and Pakistan has acknowledged, yes, the proof is there, but they are still not taking any action against them. We hit them, and we told Pakistan that look, we haven't hit your army, we haven't hit your civilians, you don't have to escalate. We are hitting terrorists which you should be hitting. But they escalated, and when they escalated, we also, our doctrine is that if you hit us, we will hit you. And we did hit. There has been a lot of disinformation going around. Pakistan has been spreading disinformation about what damage they have caused to India, etc. Of course, that is all disinformation. There are no proof. We have very clearly and precisely hit, after the terrorist bases, certain armed forces bases, and we have backed it up with satellite photos. with other cross-referenced information. And finally, the hostilities came to an end after 4 days. Many nations and leaders have taken a stand that they intervened and they spoke. But to make it clear, our stand is very clear that this is a bilateral issue and we will only deal with Pakistan. So of course people, leaders call and intervene even when there are disputes in other parts of the world. We also give advice to other nations. But while there was advice and suggestions from many nations, the reality is we said it has to be Pakistan only. And only when Pakistan's Director General of Military Operations called India and said that we want a ceasefire, we want to stop. We said the following. We said, we don't want hostilities. You stop shooting, we will stop shooting. You resume shooting, we will resume shooting. That is the simple message. So what we have done is we have paused the hostilities. Now, we want that this transition should yield some changes in Pakistan's policy. Because we cannot keep getting hit with such terrible terrorist attacks without response, and we have changed our policy, as I told you. So the urgent part has passed, the battlefield part has passed. Now it is the important part. Now we have reached out with this delegation. The composition of this delegation itself is the biggest message. My colleagues are from across the country. They're from different political parties. We speak different languages. We practice different religions. There are a wide variety of regions, religions, languages represented in this committee of 8 people. This is the true India. This is the 1.4 billion people, the largest democracy ever in human history. And we are united. We are united with one voice. And we speak for India. This is the biggest message itself. Now going forward, we have taken certain steps. We have put in abeyance the Indus Waters Treaty. We have also stopped visas. We have stopped trade, ships coming in. Because we have a clear policy that the old thing, we tried that for many decades. That we will keep playing cricket, we will keep doing cultural events, and you will keep attacking us. That has changed. Talks and terrorism cannot go at the same time. Blood and water cannot flow at the same time. So these are the steps we are taking. But we make it very clear. We want friendly relations. But talks have not helped. Cultural exchanges have not helped. And not once or twice. It's for decades since 1947 it has been going on. Again and again and again the same thing. So we are very clear. The message is clear. You stop shooting, we stop shooting. You start shooting, we will shoot. But the message is also there. That all these water being put in abeyance and other steps we have taken, it is our way of saying you change and we will meet you more than halfway. If Pakistan takes credible steps to undo its terror infrastructure and take action against the terrorists, these are not, it's not just we are saying they are terrorists. The whole world knows that these are terrorists. If Pakistan takes action against them, we will be more than happy to respond with friendly steps. That's what we would wish. Now, we are, over these decades, when the last war happened was in Kargil, 1999, we were 7 times of Pakistan's economy. When the Balakot airstrikes happened in 2019, we were 9 times of Pakistan's economy. Today, we are 11 times of Pakistan's economy. We are the fastest growing large economy, and because Pakistan's system is so skewed, they are a laggard. Now I have, along with some members here, OACG, myself, others, we have interacted with Pakistan quite a lot. The business people in Pakistan want peace. Civil society wants peace. Most Pakistanis want peace, but everybody knows that the army there has a disproportionate control over that country, and they are the ones who keep doing this, and their incentives must change. So there will be all these economic steps that we are taking, and we want the help of friends. We want the help of civilized nations. to convince Pakistan to change. That this time we have gone beyond the red line, and this India is no longer going to be patient like we were before, that we will keep on bleeding and you will keep on doing this and we will keep talking. And we want friendly relations, but it won't happen through talks, it will happen through these kind of steps. I don't want to take more time to give a speech to you. I have given the essence of what we are doing. I think I should conclude here. It will be useful for us because the distinguished guests in this room you are all big opinion makers. Your voice carries weight. We would like to hear anything you have to say to us. We are here to listen to you also. If you have any questions that you would seek clarifications, I will request, as I said, I have many colleagues. Ghulam Nabi Azad ji has been Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir and Cabinet Minister for decades in the Government of India. We have young new members from Parliament from different parts of India that may not have come here on official delegations, like Shrimati Konyak from Nagaland, many others. We have a former Foreign Secretary here with us who is a distinguished expert in this field. I will request Ambassador if we can take a few interventions from the distinguished guests, and then I will request some of my delegation members to respond. I think time may not permit for responses from everybody, but appropriate to the interventions and the questions, I'll request some of them to respond. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opening remarks. Now, friends from the audience who may wish to pose a question, please identify yourself for the benefit of the delegation and ask the question. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Your Excellency. And first of all, welcome to Bahrain. And it is very nice and very valuable from Parliament, the Indian Parliament, to send this convoy to really address and make, seek Bahrain help in solving this or supporting these conflicts. Bahrain always been supported and supporting peace everywhere in the world, and known for its really diplomatic efforts in many instances to support.
We have tried many talks. I myself have participated in 25 rounds of track 2 discussion with Pakistan over the years. I have gone to Pakistan many times. I have had discussion in India. I have had discussion in third countries. And it's the same old story again and again and again. There is a old movie in Hollywood called Groundhog Day. If you ever see that, for us it is that experience, same experience. And even people like me and others got very frustrated. Every time same thing. New attack, first they said, no, we are not involved, you prove it. 6 months later, they agree, yes, now there is proof, we agree, but new attack, no, we are not involved. And the same people are roaming around there. So Prime Minister has made it very clear. We will have talks only on 2 issues, because they have been illegally occupying. When we got independent, the different parts went to different countries, Pakistan, India, and the British put up a system. By that system, Jammu and Kashmir signed and came to us. And Pakistan illegally occupied. And we've been having talks ever since. And war, and talk, and war, and terrorist attacks. So we will have talks only on 2 issues with Pakistan. That return of Pakistan occupied Kashmir and stop of terrorism. Now if they know what to do to get us to respond. They have to take action on the terrorists who are openly operating on their soil. By the way, these terrorists are not only hitting at India. These people are connected with many terror attacks, including 9/11, including attacks in UK, including attacks in other parts of Europe and other countries. So it is not just an Indian problem, but we face the biggest part of the problem. And what happens when this talks is they start with the same thing. Why not have a joint investigation? Why not have a neutral investigation? We have tried all those things. After Mumbai, and especially after, I think it was Pathankot, We invited them. We invited their intelligence agencies to come to our country and go to the site. We have given them full dossier of all the information. Just now I told you that even for this latest, we have already mapped them with IP address of the organization. Now, they have always taken advantage of the information and done nothing. Mumbai attack was now 17 years ago. No action. Those people are still roaming around. 166 people were killed, including Indians, Americans, and others. Now, we want friendship, but they have to stop. They have to take action against terrorism. Otherwise, the old pattern of having discussions and all has not worked. We will discuss on terrorism. We will discuss on POK, Pakistan occupied Kashmir. Otherwise, they have to stop on terrorism. Now, but it's a very important question. We need the help of friendly nations and civilized nations to convince Pakistan that, you can't keep asking for talks and keep doing the same bad things again and again and again. 8 decades now, 80 years. You have to make changes, and we want change. We are growing rapidly. We don't want hostility. Maybe take some other question.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Arun.
So you came to this meeting here. So tell us about your experience.
It was fantastic. It was reassuring to hear from the Indian delegation to Bahrain that they are taking proactive steps. It's great to hear that India and Bahrain are working together in this very, very delicate and difficult situation that India and Pakistan are facing. So I'm very, very, very happy that India is taking such proactive steps. Thank you.
In your question, you expressed a little bit of concern about the safety of your family back home. Could you narrate that and also the answer that you got?
Sure. Yeah, my question was around safety, because if you look at the Pakistan and India controversy which is going, Pakistan this is a problem which is very existential to Pakistan. That is, Pakistan needs terrorism for its identity. That's what I know of. So if that is the case and these terrorist attacks are going to take place, my question was around how do we protect our people and our families back at home in India. And the answer was that India is taking decisive steps, and they are also going to take very decisive measures if any such attack happens again. So it felt reassuring. It felt nice to get such a positive response from our parliamentary members. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. You were talking about PTI.
Yes, actually, we are very proud to be holding the PTI mic because we consider ourselves part of the PTI family. My grandfather was one of the earliest general managers of PTI, and he retired from the Press Trust of India in 1960-61 out of Mumbai. And we have always had a close association with the PTI ever since.
आज का प्रोग्राम बहुत अच्छा रहा. आप बोल सकते हैं. मेरा नाम अली आमिर है.
आप यहाँ रहते हैं? आप
48 ईयर से यहाँ हूँ. है इंडियन.
कहाँ से इंडिया में?
नागपुर. जी.
आज इस प्रोग्राम में आके आपको कैसा लगा? क्या मैसेज गया यहाँ से?
मैसेज तो यही गया है कि वी शुड हैव अ पीस, एंड इंडिया इज़ अ पीस लविंग कंट्री, और बहरीन जो हम यहाँ रहते, दैट इज़ ऑल्सो अ पीस लविंग कंट्री. सो दैट शुड बी स्प्रेड टू द पाकिस्तान एज वेल, टू आवर पाकिस्तानी फ्रेंड्स इन बहरीन एंड टू अदर्स, कि वी शुड हैव अ पीस, एंड विद द पीस वी कैन सॉल्व ऑल द प्रॉब्लम्स. थैंक यू.
शुरू से कितने जन?